It's time for the incident handling. Incident handling is a very big subject. Incident handling could be a separate course, and one of the specializations inside the cybersecurity or the incident security is incident handling specialist. We are here briefing the steps of the incident handling in a condensed form. So the incident handling steps can be said briefly as the preparation for incident handling. Number one, identification of the incident, containment of the incident, eradication of the effect of the incident, recovery from the incident, and then establishing a meeting for the lessons learned and to know more about how did this incident affect us and to enhance our security posture than before. The preparation, the first step. If you prepare, if you fail to prepare, then prepare to fail. Planning is everything. You should set your policy. You should determine and announce and make it published and documented and signed what are the allowed operations inside your company or your premises and what are the forbidden ones. Your employees should know this, should sign on a written policy on the first day of their work and should be updated if this policy is updated. This is very important. This is very important to avoid the accidental, the unintentional attacks and to focus on the intentional ones and to set your defenses to be ready for such attacks only and to save much time and effort for the mistakes that some employees do because they don't know about the policy. They do not know about the policy update. They did not get aware that the things that they are doing is not correct. Obtain your management support. You should tell your manager, you should tell your CEO that once we are under attack, I should gain so and so privileges. I should have access to servers. I should have access to the server room. I should be able to call the administrators even if they are on vacation. I should be maybe the manager of the whole place until this attack passes. Maybe this is the solution. So let the management be aware that we are susceptible to incidents. We may be under attack anytime by a zero-day attack, for example. So as an incident handler, I will be in charge. I will be able to direct some people that are not in my team or not in my department and ask them for passwords, for example, ask them to do certain tasks to recover from this incident. Select your team members. Your team members may include the developers, the server administrators, the physical security personnel. Select your team members that may differ due to the nature of the incident. Identify contacts in other organizations. You should be aware about the legal and the law enforcement procedures inside your country, inside your region, about the cyber crimes, about the incidents, whom to go to complain that you have been attacked by so and so, whom to go to show him your forensics and your evidences of the attack, and what are the actions that he or she as an organization, legal organization or law enforcement organization can take against your attacker. You should update your disaster recovery plan, and on the first place you should create a disaster recovery plan to be ready when there is an incident and to be able to recover from this incident. You should provide checklists and procedures, and checklists, for example, for the servers, for the passwords, for the accounts, and procedures to do this checklist, which means that to assign this checklist to certain staff to do this checklist and to report to you the output of it. You should have emergency communications plan. You should have numbers, phone numbers, email addresses, and even the number of rooms, extensions of the emergency people that you may need at any time you are under attack or at any time you need an incident. This should be prepared. This should be known beforehand, not prepared at the time of the incident, but before any incident happens. You should have your trained staff. You should have a staff that is aware of the cyber security and network security principles, that has studied and that has been taught the concepts and principles, or that has been graduated from our course, for example. Identification. How to identify an incident. Complete identification should include the cause and the effect. Be willing to alert early, but do not jump to a conclusion. You may say that we are under attack, we are having a problem, but do not jump a conclusion that there is an attacker and the attacker is so, or that we have been infected by the malware or the virus that is named so. Do not jump to a conclusion. You may alert early that there is something wrong in the server or on the network. Be very cautious when notifying, because you should notify the correct people. The correct people should not include, by all means, any potential attacker. The attacker may be an insider and he may be among the list you are notifying, so he may change his method of attacking by your notification. This is not correct. Notify the correct people, the relevant people, the responsible people who are completely willing to help, and avoid any potential attacker from your list of notification. Utilize the help desk. The help desk may tell you that the system that is reporting has been rebooting since 1 week ago, and there has been trouble tickets to track this problem. This would be very helpful. Utilize the help desk to know the history of this incident. You may reach the conclusions faster by this way. Assign a primary handler. Who would be the principal or the primary incident handler for this incident? It should be assigned, it should be known, and it should be given the relevant and the appropriate privileges. Determine whether an event is an incident. You should define here that the cause is so and so and the effect is so and so. So this is not a normal event, it's an incident, and there is something wrong that has went. It is not something abnormal due to abnormal traffic or abnormal conditions we are having right now. It is something wrong. It is something that has effect of that has a cause of an attack by software or an human attack or a human attacker or something like this. Identify possible witnesses and evidence. Try to know who has witnessed the system while rebooting and what is the evidence that the system is rebooting. Try to identify who are your eyewitnesses. Eyewitnesses is more reliable than the logs in the machines of the antivirus or the firewall or so and so. And the evidence could be taken afterwards from the logs of the antivirus or the firewall, but eyewitnesses are more reliable. Make a clean backup of the system. Clean backup. Do not fall in the trap of making a compromised backup of the system. Make a clean backup of the system to be restored in the recovery process coming forward. Containment. Containment is to stop the bleeding. If you have a bleeding person in front of you, you do not start by treating him. You stop the bleeding first. So you secure the area, make a clean backup, possibly pull the system off the network to prevent the infection and the transfer of the worm through the network to other systems. Possibly this would be the solution and possibly not. Change passwords to prevent and to avoid the access of the attacker to your system. Maybe the attacker has gained the access through brute forcing the password. So change the password to prevent him from re-accessing while you are containing the incident. He might be re-accessing and doing things that are still unwanted on your system. Eradication. Eradication is fixing the problem, and it should be before putting back online. Do not rush putting back online the system. Determine the cause and symptom during the eradication. Improve your defenses, and then perform vulnerability analysis using any software during the eradication to be sure that the malware, the virus, or the attacker is not there right now before putting back the system online. Be sure that you have the cause and symptom, the right cause and symptom. Improve your defenses. Improve the defenses to be better than the case that you have been while being attacked. The recovery. Recovery means that you are restoring, you are returning to the case where you had been before being attacked. Recovery is rendering the clean system again. So make sure you do not restore compromised code. Validate your system using some software that says that there is no backdoor still existing. There is no viruses or there are no viruses or malwares that are there. Validate the system before rushing into putting back online. Decide when to restore operations and do not rush. just restore the operations at the point you are sure that the system is clean, the system is back, the system can be fully running without problems and cannot be reinfected again. Monitor the system for some time. Is it acting in a normal way? Is it acting in the way you are looking for? Is it acting in such a way that it has been acting before? Or there is something abnormal, there is something unwanted? So try to monitor the system for some time that it is acting in the normal way. The lessons learned. The lessons learned is a very important step, so you should develop a report and do not point with accusation to someone. Just point the accusation to some reason, not to persons. This would be better. Try to get consensus on the report, and we here say try to get consensus. In some cases you may not get the full consensus among the team members on your report, so you are trying to get the most consensus you can get on the developed report. Conduct a lessons learned meeting. Conduct a meeting that you can say that we have missed in our security systems so and so, and we should add these systems to our security policy, or we should add such technology, we should update such systems, we should upgrade such devices, and so on. Send your recommendations to the management. The management should be aware of what happened and what needs to be done. They should be in the picture. They should be with you. And it is sometimes a layer of defense that you need a firewall. For example, if this is the recommendation, if there is no firewall, you are still susceptible for attack, and the management should be aware of this and accepting the risk. Make follow-up meetings. What have we done since our last meeting? Did we enhance? Did we conduct or execute the recommendations? Is it possible? Is it impossible to have such recommendations in hand? So we should know the output of the follow-up meeting to know where we are now, because some recommendations may be sent to the management and then sent to nowhere without notifying you even. Some of the key mistakes in incident handling is failure to report or ask for help. You tend always to say that everything is okay, everything is good, so you fail to report or ask for help. No, do not do this. If there is a problem, report that there is a problem, ask for help that there is a problem. This would save much effort and time and cost sometimes than failing to report. You may mishandle or destroy the evidence. The evidence may be of good use after the recovery and after the lessons learned to go to court, to go to the law enforcement organizations and ask for your rights. You may fail to create working backups. The backup is there, but it is not working. The backup is there, but it is compromised. So you may fail to create such type of backup. You may fail to contain or eradicate. You may fail to know which are the appropriate virus removal tools or which are the appropriate antivirus to remove this malware. This could be your failure. You may fail to prevent the reinfection. You may fail to enhance your security posture to be able to avoid the reinfection of the virus. So this would be your failure. Or you may fail or forget or ignore applying the lessons learned meeting. This is very dangerous if you do so, because if you fail to apply this lessons learned meeting, you are still susceptible for the reinfection, and the virus or the malware or the attacker may visit your premises once again. Thank you.